back for another session. 'Twas the week before Christmas. Not week. 4 days. 4 days before Christmas.
Oh God, is it that soon?
It is. I think it's. I'm not counting the rest of today, so yeah, about 4 days. So we're almost.
We don't
there.
even have a tree up.
Well, best get on
We
that
are
if
all
we're
unprepared.
gonna do it. As a
I haven't had a
reminder,
long rest, so I haven't prepared any presents.
that's okay.
I'm sorry, that's a dumb joke.
Take take your long rest now. Prepare your presents. Whew. But with that, as a reminder, we will have no session next week. But for tonight, as a quick recap, the players have made it back to Rote. There has been several bits of development that have gone on over the course of the last session, including the highlight of the various bounties that have been placed on Maylee's head. We have the revelation that Ceres told Levin that she had kept the scrolls and lied to the Bulwark lad. Levin himself received quite a bit of information, or at least some degree of information, that has helped enlighten him to the different groups that seem to have a focus on people in the party. As they regrouped, Ceres attempted to use the sending spell to communicate with quote unquote Uncle Ram Ram to no avail. So this has left the party at a slight bit of an impasse on where do they go from here. With that, I am going to time skip us ahead. If we, I believe, no, we had just regrouped from the last session. You were all kind of mid talk about whether or not you would be going to
Karnath.
whether or not Karnath, or you would be staying in Rote. So, I'm going to say you are at the tavern. Once more, the tavern itself is dead due to the lack of presence, or noticeable presence, of Seth the Bard. So, go ahead.
So, uh, what I had brought up before was we would have to, unless we were willing to work for money to pay for a rail ticket, we'd have to take the Carpe Diem.
I am not opposed to that. I actually need to get the vehicle back from the storage place. Probably the first thing I should have done, but I put it up in storage when we went to Sharn, so it's there. It's definitely an option.
Well, I mean, I'm certainly willing to step up and drive it if we need to. Obviously.
Ceres, I'm the one that built the fucking thing.
Sure you are.
What? I'm not gonna do this right now. Actually, you know what? I did have a thought. If Karnath is in our future, it might be prudent to discuss with my brothers. I don't know if they're in town right now, but they were last time, and that's where I'm from. And to be honest, I'm actually growing a little bit worried about Mom and Dad, but yeah, we should. I should probably talk to them.
Yes. That sounds wonderful.
Well, all right then. I don't know if anyone wants to come, but I guess that's where I'll be going.
As this conversation is going on, you are going to notice that Maylee is looking a bit paranoid. As in, if you spend any degree of time looking at her behavior, you see her head on a consistent swivel pattern every 30 to 60 seconds.
Oh, she's taking taking the lessons to heart.
Something the matter. Just gonna say to her.
No, just staying vigilant.
Reasonable.
Can I roll an
Uh,
insight check to see if she's being truthful?
You could certainly try.
Sure. Insight. My high wisdom. Hell yeah!
She is not giving off any indication she's lying.
All right. All right then. If you see anything suspicious, just let us know.
Will do.
Actually, Saris, how, on a scale of 1 to 10, how in danger is Melee if we were to parade her around Rote?
Oh, well, that would be ill-advised. I mean, she's sporting a considerably pricey bounty, two actually, from separate interested parties.
Well, that being the case, it's probably a good idea to make sure that she is disguised or at least concealed every time we go out then.
Yes, that is the plan.
Well, all right then.
And Saris is using her disguise kit to kind of, change their look up a bit where she can.
All right. Well, I don't know if you will want to accompany me, but given the recent circumstances, it might be wise to not split the group too much, especially not over long distances. Actually, come to think of it, I'm going to pull out Cogfried, because I currently have him up instead of my armor resistance. I did take Cogfried on a flying tour the last time we were in Rote, so he knows where their shop is. So Gearfried, just to make sure I'm not going to waste time, Gearfried's just going to like write a little note that says like to either his brothers, asking if they're there, and just like yes or no, and then just attaching it to Cogfried and being like, all right, fly on to the shop, deliver this to the first person that you see who's working there. Wait for a response and return to me with it. And just gonna send him off.
Alrighty. It would take about 45 minutes to get a response if it was an immediate one. As you sit there and wait, you would be greeted by Cogfried entering within that hour's time. There is a simple 1 or 2 word response written on the note that you left. Yes, busy.
Yeah. Shield's handwriting. He's usually a little bit short with that sort of thing, no pun intended. Alright, well, if they're busy, then no talking to them. So, I suppose we might just head over to Karnath.
Yes. I was curious. Carpe diem. It moves a little slow. Is there any way you could make it go faster? Like, maybe something faster than a mule-drawn car.
Alright, well, that's a little offensive, but I see your point. I mean, there's plenty of ways to increase the thrust to make the engine, the output a little bit stronger. I mean, the short answer, yes, it's certainly possible. Whether or not we have the means to make it happen is another thing entirely. I mean, it's not just pieces of metal that make it go. I actually need, some conduits, some genuinely difficult to find tools.
Should I mean, just try to joy-rig something together to, eke out a little more power?
I'm not going to dignify that with a response.
Gearfried, is there a way to be able to use whatever power it has more effectively?
I mean, probably. I'm not going to pretend like I'm a master artificer. I'm still just a journeyman, but there's almost certainly something I could do in the time that I've been away from the vehicle.
Well, remind me if I'm incorrect, but when we initially met, you were having issues with there being some sort of energy leak?
Yes, and I have remedied the inability to fix that. I did after our journeys. I have managed to pick up a particular cantrip that we had to find someone to do for me. So yeah, I could always just check to see if there are any more leaks, and Gearfried will like get up and scooch his chair out. But getting the car back is probably the first thing we have to do in order to determine what needs to be done. So, who's coming with me?
I will. You might need a supervisor to help guide you on your work.
Do you want me to watch over things here?
Yes, please. I think that would be excellent.
All right.
Also, make sure Fennec doesn't get any trouble. I see him looking very... is he looking longingly at that spot where Seth was playing? I hated him.
Well,
Alright, whatever.
seemed pretty worried about him in the last session.
And he might be looking to antagonize him and regretting missing the opportunity to do so earlier.
Well, you don't know what you have until it's gone.
He seemed pretty pleased with the song I sang earlier.
Well, that's because it was
Forgive me,
about
I'm not one for music. I'm not one for music and arts, so I can't really judge you on that.
He liked
I was
it because
singing.
it was a praise to him.
Mm-hmm.
Levin shrugs. Nonetheless. So just the two of you?
Look
Yes.
to be the case. Well,
Maybe stay with Levin.
Zarya, we're going to pick up a vehicle that you've never seen before. Would you like to come?
Sure, I guess.
Oh,
He
sorry,
may
coming.
want to take the opportunity to adjust one of the seats to better
Yeah.
accommodate you.
I was gonna say, what was the size of the vehicle, by the way?
It's enough to fit 6 people,
All
at
right.
least.
It was enough at one point to fit Yami as part of the group, so
Gotcha. So she's
Yep.
got that extra seat right now.
And I mean, Fennec doesn't take up a lot of carriage.
yeah, he really doesn't. And you know he's gonna badger Ceres to sit in her lap.
Oh yeah.
He's
not gonna work.
End up being. He will be dragged by the cart before that happens.
I
Have
thought more
one
than
hanging
anything
off of
that
the
Ceres would beg Zarya to sit in her lap.
That one I see.
That was going to be a surprise.
Oh, sorry, you think she'd ask?
I love it. I'm good. Let's see. Do you have room for inspiration? Let's see.
Nope.
No,
I
You're top
could
off,
have some.
We
have 5
we were already stocked up on 5.
Yeah. Alright, so Gearfried will, I suppose, unless anyone has anything else to do, Gearfried will start heading over to the vehicle storage.
All right.
Yep. Ceres will talk incessantly at Zarya, smiling and chatting and giving little compliments to Zarya the whole time.
She will answer in a series of and ugh.
This will not deter Ceres in the least.
Oh, boy. As you make it to the car storage area, you see the individual who's sitting within the booth. Oi, what can I do for you?
Hi there. I stored up my vehicle here a couple days back, prepaid and everything, so here just to collect.
Couple of days. You sure a couple of days?
Yeah. Paid for a couple of days. In advance.
Where's your stub?
Gearfried will pull out whatever stub he was given.
Alright. And with that, he would go and find the vehicle. And you're going to see, as he pulls it out, there's a scratch on the side of your vehicle.
Oh, please tell me it's long.
It's long.
Gearfried
look,
will.
Copy DM has a battle scar.
What the hell? Did you drive it into a wall? What the hell's going on here?
But that was there when you got it.
It was most certainly not there when I gave it to you. And Gearfried's gonna walk up to it. I'm gonna cast a mending. Is that gonna
Yes.
like clear up the scratch?
Yeah, you'd be able to fix up the scratch with mending.
Oh.
See, there ain't even a problem. What you getting angry about, you magical fuck?
Aw.
Getting mad over the silliest little fucking... Alright. Anyway, take it, be gone. Have a nice day.
Yeah, I hope your day is as pleasant as you. And Gearfried will grab the keys and hop into the car.
Not all people is codgety as that here.
Yes.
No, not all of them. Some of them are actually unfriendly.
Gearfried's going to modify or like just push one of the back seats all the way back on its little track so that Zarya can actually fit into the thing. All right, you two hop in.
What does this car look like?
It is a fly. It's basically a hover vehicle. It doesn't go higher than about 5 feet off the ground. It's probably about 8 to 12 feet long and about 6 feet wide.
It's probably longer than 12 feet long, considering it has to fit a bunch of people into it.
But it has. I imagine it's sort of like a hover carriage without a horse.
Yeah, basically, it's like a carriage without a horse. Hover carriage, yeah. It's
A
powered by
big giant
batteries.
crystal in it.
So think of it like more like a boat rather than a car. Like there's, yes, there is a roof, but it's also more flat and open.
I kind of interpreted like Luke Skywalker's speeder in Star Wars, except larger.
I would say designed more like that party boat that they were on, just not as long.
Okay. Oh yeah, during the Jabba thing.
Yeah, how it's more
Okay.
open like that. So it would be a little bit more spacious. That's why about 12 feet long should be able to give you enough with that type of design. Enough mobility.
Okay.
Land barge
Yeah, with a roof.
with a roof.
It's why it doesn't go that fast. Like it's just
Yeah.
it's a fun wagon.
All right, you two hop in. We'll head back to the Drake, and I'll see about making any modifications.
Saris will open the door politely for Zarya and just after you.
Okay. She'll get in begrudgingly.
Saris will hop on in and actually, Giffy, you sure you don't want me to drive?
I'm absolutely positive I don't want you to drive.
Okay. Well, then in that case, sorry. I hope you don't get motion sick very easily.
I don't. No, I don't. No, I'm fine.
Okay, excellent. Well then, and she'll hop on in, sit right next to Zarya.
I've been on trains a lot, so.
Zarya, do me a favor and make a wisdom saving throw.
Why?
I don't know. Make the wisdom saving throw.
Danger? 15?
Alright.
What does that mean?
Wait, it was sit
It
down.
means he asked you for a save.
Okay, that's all.
I did the thing.
Yep. Then now we'll
15.
find out what happens later, maybe.
Gearfried will make a bit of a show of as he's like prepping to get the car or to get the hover vehicle started. He's going to very dramatically put on his finder's goggles, just as like, like the racing goggles. Like turn on the engine, rev everything up, and then we're gonna start moving at about 15 miles an hour. Go at a very
Does it go any-
gentle pace.
Does it go any faster or?
Oh, no, this is the limit of Geofried's mechanical knowledge.
Just to reiterate, the lightning rail goes 30 miles per hour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's
And
a
a mule pulling a
yeah,
cart goes
it's
4.5.
twice as fast.
Oh, sorry. I misspoke. This is going only about 5 miles an hour then.
Okay. So I was gonna say,
I could-
in this
Yeah,
world, 15 is actually not bad.
Yeah,
I
sorry.
could
This
get
is
that.
going about.
I'd push it and it would go faster.
Oh, no.
Yes,
no.
but then you'd have to push. This is a magical crystal.
Ugh.
We're just like going at a very, very casual
Pat
pace.
Zarya's shoulder. Pat Zarya's shoulder, and it's like, yes. If I try not to look out the windows to the side, so that I don't have to see the pedestrians passing us.
This is. I don't
You
understand.
could just walk. You could just walk over to the Drunken
I
Drake
might.
and not have to sit down in luxury, which is ultimately what this is doing.
They're all a little bunch of. If that's just the point of it, then that's just lazy.
I mean,
Convenience is the point. Is convenience, Zarya. This is convenient. You don't have to waste
Is
energy
it?
walking. Yes, and we can do this while you're asleep, so you can move places while you're not. You know what? Screw both of you. You don't know anything about artifice. I don't know what I'm talking to you about this. This is like having a discussion with a squirrel.
Actually, I do. If I remember correctly, I helped repair this when it was broken, and you couldn't figure out how to fix it.
Saris, that is not how we're remembering that. All right.
I mean, you mean with facts?
Gearfried's just not going to answer and keep driving.
I actually have vehicle proficiency.
Oh, son of a bitch!
Sorry, do you maybe make it go faster?
Shit, I might. But
I don't know, maybe like, fiddle with the throttle or something and just...
she
Find
would
the next-
apply her weight to it.
Is her shifting weight pushing us any faster?
It is not.
No, I mean just pushing the gas harder.
It's like leaning down beneath Gearfried. Like, hey, oh, excuse me, a little crowded up here.
Do me a
If she
quick-
drove, I mean.
Give me a strength check, please.
It's gonna be-
Zarya's not backseat driving. She's reaching over
no, I
Gearfried to
wasn't-
take the controls.
I wasn't saying I was doing that right now. I was saying like if she drove, she would. That's what she would do.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
I apologize. I misunderstood. I thought you were trying to like push down harder.
No, that's how it got interpreted. Sorry.
Honestly, though, the image of Zarya reaching over Gearfried to grab the wheel is just great.
Oh,
It
that's
is.
why I was rolling with it because it was wonderful. But
In the,
with-
from the back seat, Saris is like, no, Geofried, please, just add a little more, balance the energy from the crystal a little more this way to get a little more power out of it. You're doing it wrong.
Saris, it's not a process by which I can just will it. I need to modify the vehicle. Once we get to the
Oh.
Drunken Drake, I'll start making the modifications, and then I might be able to do something like that.
Oh, okay, well, if you need help, don't be afraid to ask.
I won't be afraid to ask, and I won't need help because I am good at what I do.
I'm still paranoid about that wisdom save. What was that wisdom save for? Damn, what was that wisdom save? What was it for?
so, is
I
there
assumed
anything
car
else you guys
sickness.
would like to do?
Yeah, please.
I will just make Gearfried's life uncomfortable the whole ride way. Actually, no, I will do that for about 5 minutes, and then I will start putting attention onto Zarya. So, Zarya, here we are, alone in the back of this vehicular machine. that I helped build.
Mhm.
How are you doing today? You seem in slightly better spirits. You're scowling more. It usually seems like a sign of your good nature returning.
I'm just going to walk. I'm going to walk. I'm going to walk. She so
Out of the
does
vehicle.
not want to have a conversation. That conversation right now.
Don't worry, Zarya. I got you. And Gearfried's gonna cast Vortex Warp on Steris and put her out of the
No.
vehicle.
Oh, shit.
I resist.
You can resist.
I am going to make my con save.
The con save is 16.
I'm going to spend an inspiration.
Okay. Finally, I can give you inspiration again.
Fuck.
Yeah. As you're having this this attempted flirting, you just feel like the space around you shift, and you're just out of the vehicle. Granted, we are moving at a brisk walking speed away from you, so you could probably
Yeah.
catch up.
No, I will use my street urchin background to just get there faster and be waiting for you at the front door.
Zarya cannot deal with Harris when she's not hungover or drunk. She can't deal with Sarah sober.
She gets that a lot.
Oh, this poor.
While you guys are all doing that, we're gonna jump back to the tavern. So, Levin, what would you be doing while you're there with Melee?
Levin's going to be monitoring how she has been. Like, you said that she was casting her gaze around, like she was on high alert.
Yes.
Melee,
Yes.
if you're going to be that vigilant, you're going to tire yourself out.
It's kind of hard not to be on edge when somebody masquerading as you almost got kidnapped.
Fair. But you can take some time to relax. You are around people that have a interest in your safety.
It is appreciated.
That said, mild curiosity. If none of this were going on, if you had the freedom to do whatever, have whatever, go wherever, what would you be doing right now?
To be honest, I have no idea. I don't know much about this place.
Well, keep it simple. Would you be having a meal, having a drink? Would you be taking a walk?
Taking a walk. Nature's nice.
All right, they're going to be gone for a little while. Gearfried tends to take his time on things. Let's say we go for a walk.
Are you sure?
We're not going to be gone long, and it's not terribly far from the outskirts. Alternatively, we could just visit one of the parks in the center aisle.
Sure. And you are going to see that she is trying to add to her disguise a bit more as she stands up.
Well, hold on. I have something that might be able to help with that. Let's see. I'm double checking the spell. Nope. This guy's self only works on self. Can't use it for others. Lark.
Oh no.
Kind of foolish. Kind of foolish that you can't do that for other people.
Well,
Is that what seeming is for?
Seeming does that for a group.
True.
Mm.
But with that,
We're not going to be
she
gone
will-
terribly long.
Yep. She will follow after you as you start to leave the tavern.
As they're walking, Levin's not going to say anything, but he is going to monitor how she, her general tension level. And he's going to lead her over to the park from where they were where he was monitoring the blackguard from the last time he was here, like way ago.
Yep. She. Sorry, go ahead.
No, it's basically just leading to a park bench and just taking some time to be around a gathering of trees and shit. Like, just take some time to not be inundated with all the noise and busyness of the city.
Give me a perception check.
Gladly.
You notice that the tension level doesn't drop. You also notice that she seems to be tired. Her posture is less rigid. It's like, despite the tension in her muscles, she's hunched over just slightly enough to be noticeable than how she would normally stand. Little things like that.
Well, it would take longer, but... Do you want to take a nap?
No, I'm fine.
Figured I'd bring it up. You're looking a little more exhausted than usual.
You're going to notice that the comment kind of catches her off guard, and she begins to grow more controlled in her expression, more stoic.
Really, I did inform you back over at the Dragon that if you keep being so tense, you're just going to exhaust yourself. Take some time and raise your general awareness rather than trying to look for anything specific. Let your mind wander a bit. If you don't relax, you'll miss something.
And easier said than done, isn't it?
True, but if you're going to get any good at it, gotta try it sometime.
And with that, she's not really going to respond, but she will continue walking.
Maintaining that, Levin will just take the time in the park, and eventually he'll suggest that we make our way back because it's probably closing in on the hour, and by now he expects either Ceres to be back and making a fuss, or Gearfried to be back and definitely making a fuss.
I would say, as you are walking in the park, those of you who are making their way back to the tavern, you would arrive seeing Levin and Mei Li gone.
I got there first. I literally have an ability that lets me move it. Cut the time to travel.
I love that feature.
It's great.
So yeah, you'd get there first, sir. So as you enter the tavern, you would see that they're gone.
Fidgets, looks around. We'll go upstairs, check the room. Come back downstairs, fidget. We'll relax a little bit because if Levin's gone, two things happened. Mei Li was kidnapped and the kidnappers are about to die horribly. Or Levin is actually just walking around with Mei Li, in which case anyone who attempts to kidnap her is going to die horribly. So,
Look at the
What
fake
time
Or
is it?
Levin kidnapped Melee.
he's a cop. He's a begrudgingly good cop. What time is it?
It's about noon.
In that case, to sort of earn my keep with the lunch set, I will go into a round of songs and sing to help out the or just bring in the mood, maybe draw in a few more customers and earn a little bit of coin.
Go ahead and give me a performance check.
I will do that. And I will use guidance. And I am going to burn an inspiration for an advantage.
Okay.
I want to be good at this.
Hey.
I want to be really good at this.
It's a good thing you... yeah, it's a good thing you did.
Yay!
With the 26. Very nice, very nice. You are able to make... Let's see. 5 gold pieces, 5 silver pieces, and that's it.
Okay, yeah. And I assume the shopkeeper, the tavern keeper here is pretty pleased.
He is, in fact, more people do come in. It's at the start of her set that Zarya and Gearfried would enter the scene. So you would see...
Oh, Sarah's beat us here.
And as you're entering the tavern, you would see the influx of new patrons. Though not the same atmosphere and consistent atmosphere Seth creates. It's pretty good for a rookie.
Can I roll a like perception check to see if I mean considering the recent heat that we've taken on, does anyone look like they might be looking a little bit less entertained and more scrutinous of Saris?
Sure. Go ahead and give me a perception check.
Perception, just like try to see if anyone's like looking a little bit too hard at Saris, like, you know.
You notice several people, men in particular, looking very hard, but not out of suspicion.
Oh, gross.
It's a bar.
Eh. Gearfried will grab the table that is a table that is free with Zarya and I guess sit down with her while we wait for Levin and Melee to come back.
Oh, Gearfried's not asking that question. Okay.
I wanted to ask, does Zarya notice that Mei Li is not here?
You would?
Where did Mei Li go?
Either she is, and Gearfried's just gonna like give a little like look around and just be like, "Oh, she's not here. Neither is Levin," which means either Levin has betrayed us and is going to claim the bounty on her, or someone is about to die.
Should we be worried then?
I'm not usually worried, so I'm just gonna go with the flow. Listen.
You know, okay, if anything bad happened, there'd be blood and chaos, so I'm just going to leave it be and hope they get back soon.
Let's put it like this. Given that Levin is also gone, one of, I wager, 4 things has either happened. either he has absconded with Melee, in which case we are never going to find them, so we might as well just accept that they're gone and never coming back. He is running an errand, which, boring, but definitely in the realm of possibility. He has betrayed us and has taken her to the people that were going to pay you, which doesn't really seem like his purview. Or he has decided to completely go insane, murder Melee, and hide her in a dumpster somewhere.
None of the. I think he just left with her to do something.
Yeah, I'm banking on the Aaron one.
Is that about that point in the
Sorry.
conversation that Levin and Maidley entered the scene?
Actually, just before, like, he would have probably heard the raucousness of the bar and or possibly Saris' singing. He would have said to Melee, "Look, if ever there comes a time that you are somewhat indisposed and away from us, that trinket I gave you, just break your connection with it, and we should be able to find you."
Break the connection with it?
Well, you had to take time with that amulet and attune to its energies, right?
Yes.
Well, all you have to do is break that. Takes a little time, but it's almost no effort. It's not like you have to throw the thing in a river.
Thank you.
But that's more of a backup plan in case things go awry. I figured I would give you that in your pocket to deal with. That said, it appears that there's some levity going on inside of the tavern. Let's see what's on fire.
It doesn't sound like fire.
Thanks.
I was being sarcastic.
I figured. And she's going
Oh.
to enter ahead of you.
Snaps his fingers. Well, she got me on that one. And Melee's the first one to enter the bar.
And she would be followed by Levin, and anyone paying attention to the doorway would immediately see them enter. If not, Melee would be going to the bar first. Sorry, guys.
Oh, that was fun. So, I leave for a little while, and apparently road's not on fire, so success.
Moderate one. We got the car back, and I need to make some modifications to it, which I'm sure Saris is going to delight in criticizing my work ethic as I do so. So, the longer she's at this and Gifford's going to motion to her, the better.
Okay, you're normally wound up less than I am. They scratched it, didn't they?
They did scratch it. In fact, though I did manage to fix it because I am good at what I do.
I don't get why you're mad if you fixed it with no effort.
Well,
Because
it's a matter-
there's a right way to do things, Zarya.
It's a matter of responsibility. He gave them money to take charge of his vehicle while he was away.
Yeah, but you fixed it. It was barely any. It wasn't
Well,
any issue.
Let's put it like this, Zarya. If someone leaves their child in the care of somebody else, and that child comes back with a gaping wound,
Gifford, stop right there, please.
It's a vehicle.
the car is my
not
baby.
a
That's what I'm
child.
saying.
It's
It is
not
it
a
is-
living thing, you
Gifford.
fucking idiot.
Not to
Gifford.
you, maybe.
Gifford?
At this moment,
Point is,
Sarah
there's a right
has
way to
started-
do things. Sorry, go on.
Obviously, at this moment, Sarah has started singing a song about a lame three-legged dog named Carpe Diem.
Gifford's gonna
Oh,
cast
God.
prestidigitation to make the to make Sarah sound a little more off pitch.
Go ahead and give me a performance check at disadvantage.
Okay.
Inspired use of prestidigitation there.
It's really,
I'm just going.
and
I'm just gonna try to make her sound pitchier.
Prestidigitation. Prestidigitation is just the vibe spell.
Yeah.
Thought that was Druidcraft. Oh wait, that's weather.
and I use
Oh.
thaumaturgy to counter his bullshit.
Does thaumaturgy have a verbal component to it?
Necessarily so.
Yes.
You could sing the
I'm
the
gonna
verbal
say-
component.
Nah, verbal components are distinct.
I'm gonna say yes. You can cancel as cancel for a straight roll.
Okay.
Weaving the words into the song.
Yep. She goes a kind of
Basically yelling at
acapella-
Gearfried.
she doesn't have any like ability to play instruments anyway. She does sort of do a kind of chant spoken word a cappella singing act anyway. So
It's like in a sea shanty where they have like the hi diddle li diddle li, like she's just weaving the words in there.
exactly. Oof.
Yeah.
I want to use another inspiration to make that not suck.
Hey,
Oh my god.
might as well burn it.
burning up all the inspirations on.
Don't
Gearfried
understand
and
how
Varys'
important this
Prank
is.
War.
Matter of pride.
Go ahead and roll.
There we go.
Ah. Boo.
It is a matter of pride.
I can't stop thinking about
You're gonna get 8 gold pieces for that song.
Yay! It's a hit with the crowd. And I will use 4 of those
Right.
gold pieces to buy a round of cheap drinks for everyone in the bar.
That lightens the mood a lot.
I thought it would. And I still turn a profit, so it's a win-win.
So, those of you who hear this song, Gearfried, how are you feeling right now?
Annoyed
Uh,
more than anything else.
at the end of
Give
the
the
song,
matter.
at the end of the song, the three-legged dog Carpe Diem has to be put down.
God. What is wrong with you?
Damn, Old Yeller the shit out of that.
Mean on purpose.
Gearfried just kind of mutters to himself, "This is an indiscretion that will not be forgotten." And he's gonna like take a shot of the cheap drink and just be like, "Ugh, shit beer too."
Freeze the spice that makes it delicious.
Levin's gonna get up during the song and he's going to procure a round of beverages for everyone, but he's gonna keep one of the beers like with his and waiting for Ceres to be done with her set.
Alrighty. So you all get a drink on Levin. Zarya, are you still trying to get drunk, or at this point are you just taking a water?
Sorry, say what?
Zarya, are you just taking a water at this point, or are you still trying to get drunk?
I think she's run out of stuff she can try at this point and has kind of accepted the fact she's not going to be able to get drunk for the foreseeable future. And she was not drinking this alcohol for taste. The taste is shit.
You know,
Uh,
Zarya, I have heard of a. It's not alcoholic per se, but one of my brothers they moved on to something they called kombucha, a little bit more flavorful, non-alcoholic, but they found it to be a pretty good alternative.
It's
don't-
fermented tea.
I don't like tea.
To be honest, neither do I, but it's all right. It's carb,
Okay.
natural process.
Okay. I just drink water.
Oh,
You change your
I
mind.
want to. I
What's
want
up?
to go and find like some opium for Cesaria.
She's open to trying it at this point.
It won't do
Let's,
anything.
Let's find some
Alright.
cocaine.
Again, immune to poison and
I don't want
disease.
Zarya on cocaine.
Easy,
I want to
easy,
try
easy.
and I can't do the sniff sound because my mic won't fucking pick it up.
That's okay. But, on that note, after the set ends, Ceres, would you be returning to the table?
Yeah, I would rejoin the group. I would see a spare cup of drink by 11. I would definitely make my way that way.
Now, would you take it before he has a chance to offer it, or are you going to, or 11, would you immediately offer? Like, what would the order of
I'll wait
events
and-
for that one be?
I'll wait for her to respond because it's more like if she has a seat, he'll move the cup over, but he's not going to prevent her from taking it if she chooses.
I have never seen Levin drink 2 cups of anything in front of him, so I have to assume part of it is for my benefit.
Yep. But he's not going to like be a dick about it. He's going to either let you take it or if you take a seat, he's going to just put the cup in front of you.
Yep, she will take it and then take a seat next to him.
So Mayleaf's exhausted.
Oh,
It's not just physical.
she may be taking vigilance a little too far, I suppose.
She's terrified, but she's trying to not let it show.
Maybe I should spike her drink with laudanum.
I would be careful about adjusting her mental state forcibly.
Fair. Fair.
I mean, offer it to her. She's willing, but
You wake up in an alleyway unconscious for the 3rd time, you start to learn your lesson.
what I'm saying is, we might need to find a safe house type of thing for her to actually get some rest in. And not just a random room in a bar.
You know of any potential safe houses in the area?
You know that there's one relatively secured room, but getting access to it is probably impossible, but Ramos is away.
Uncle Ramram is the generous sort.
And given that he's a high-profile person within the city, it would be relatively secured.
It's true. But I'm not above exploiting his generosity.
That said, to find other accommodations, you're gonna have to give me some time.
Do what you need to do. We will probably be here for the foreseeable future. Well, Geoffrey stumbles through making the carpe diem
Well,
a
I
reasonable.
brought up
Vegas.
potential for mischief because that seems a little more your wheelhouse.
It is. Are you asking me if I can break into Uncle Ramram's home?
No, I know you can.
That's what I love about you, Levin. The confidence. In a different life, made an excellent thief.
Not really my thing.
I'd say a different life, another life, a better life.
Oh,
Anyhow.
Another life I'd be back home. Actually, there's a few things I'd rather be doing.
Helpful. Okay. Would you like to accompany me into finding ingress into Uncle Ram's abode?
Wouldn't mind getting a walk around for the area. Sure.
Excellent. Mischief it is. Zarya,
To be
Yeah?
specific, I would be providing Overwatch. I wouldn't be helping you in.
I mean, a good lookout is worth their weight in gold.
True, and I would prefer to have some plausible deniability.
Rude. Implies I might fail.
It implies more than that, but sure.
Anyhow, we're off. Zarya, Gilfried, look after Melee. Melee, get some rest. You are starting to look as dour as Zarya, and that's not a good look on you.
I feel like I should be insulted.
No,
I
you wear it
Me too.
gloriously. It's so fetching on you, Zarya. I could stare at you for hours deep into your eyes.
Levin's gonna actually roll his eyes at that one.
This is Gearfried.
Just smiles, bats her eyelashes.
Zarya,
Okay.
I know you're currently at a bit of a crossroads for yourself. If anyone tries to do anything to her, punch them to death.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
most
no,
definitely.
I got that.
Oh,
If
that.
you-
I'm
Oh,
I'm
no, that
I'm
is
still
actually
good.
explicit instructions.
I'm
Do
still
you
good
need-
fighting wise. I am just
No, we're not telling you to keep them alive.
yeah. I know. I kill. I can kill.
Yes, excellent.
can
Would you
manage.
like some financial incentive, Zarya?
No, I need to kill somebody, so it'd be good. Anyway,
Well, we're gonna be out for a little while. Do you want us to pick anything up for you?
cocaine.
Lovely, son. Mm,
Substance. That's in road. That's going to be extremely difficult.
so I miss Sean. We could find it in Sean. We could probably find it for free in Sean.
Why didn't you tell me that?
Didn't ask.
Before you
busy
two
getting-
set, before you two set off, and
Gearfried, do you
Gearfried's
have anything in the box?
no, but Gearfried's going to grab the bag of holding. But if either of you need to, I don't exactly know what all is going to be involved in whatever you're doing, but if you need to store anything, I don't remember if I mentioned this on train. I bought this over in Sharn, bag of holding, and Gearfried's just going to toss it over to Saris.
Oh.
go.
Be fun.
Do you have a list of contents? Because if we don't know what's in here, we can't take it out.
Yes, I do, and Gearfried is going to. It's
Oh, yes,
pretty...
we can. She will flip it inside out.
Oh Jesus!
So a water skin, a torch, thieves' tools, my wrench, my smith's tools, a ring, a pearl,
2 number 5s, a number 9, a number 9 large.
a hammer, my my studded leather armor, my dread helm, a diamond, a crowbar, a crescent wrench, my carpenter's tools, and a pair of boots all fall out onto the table.
Yep, and Saris will one by one put them back in the bag, taking note that they exist so that now she can pull them out whenever she needs to.
Now, I gotta ask, does the diamond find its way back in the bag?
It does.
I should hope so. That's our life insurance policy.
She knows what it's for.
Sorry, I just like cut myself with my own nail. Ow.
Saris, you're incorrigible. Thank you. That was entertaining.
I'm a giver. What can I say?
She's getting that bardic flair going.
Gearfried, do you need funds for any of what you're going to be doing to the carriage?
All my expertise.
I could use an extra set of eyes, but fortunately I've got Melee here for that.
She
can't
needs
think of
rest. Don't push.
All right.
I'll keep eye out. Melee can rest.
All right. Well, I'll keep Cogfrey on Melee, and then just to make sure that she's looked after. I can't think of anything off the top of my head that I would need, but that could change depending on my initial assessment on what might need to be done to the vehicle.
Health
I'll be back to
potions?
check on your work.
And Levin's gonna whisper over to Gearfried, if you need us, we'll be over near the Oduran residence.
Noted. All right. Well, looks like we have all our goals in mind, so let's get started.
All right.
So,
With that, we will be right back. We're just going to freshen up and come right back.
While our players take a brief break, check out playersoftherealms.com, and if you need dice and other things like that, check out dicelegion.com and use product code POTR to get 10% off of your purchase while simultaneously supporting us here at Players of the Realms. Also, be sure to check us out on YouTube and Spotify. If you would like to support us, check us out on Patreon as well. All the links are able to be found on playersoftherealms.com. While you're there, check out our wonderful merchandise. We are in the process of adding more, so keep an eye out. Patreon subscribers receive a discount on all purchase, so while on the store it's more incentive to help support our wonderful cast. While our players take a brief break, check out playersoftherealms.com, and if you need dice and other things like that, check out dicelegion.com and use product code POTR to get 10% off of your purchase while simultaneously supporting us here at Players of the Realms. Also, be sure to check us out on YouTube and Spotify. If you would like to support us, check us out on Patreon as well. All the links are able to be found on playersoftherealms.com. While you're there, check out our wonderful merchandise. We are in the process of adding more, so keep an eye out. Patreon subscribers receive a discount on all purchase, so while on the store it's more incentive to help support our wonderful cast. While our players take a brief break, check out playersoftherealms.com, and if you need dice and other things like that, check out dicelegion.com and use product code POTR to get 10% off of your purchase while simultaneously supporting us here at Players of the Realms. Also, be sure to check us out on YouTube and Spotify. If you would like to support us, check us out on Patreon as well. All the links are able to be found on playersoftherealms.com. While you're there, check out our wonderful merchandise. We are in the process of adding more, so keep an eye out. Patreon subscribers receive a discount on all purchase, so while on the store it's more incentive to help support our wonderful cast. While our players take a brief break, check out playersoftherealms.com, and if you need dice and other things like that, check out dicelegion.com and use product code POTR to get 10% off of your purchase while simultaneously supporting us here at Players of the Realms. Also, be sure to check us out on YouTube and Spotify. If you would like to support us, check us out on Patreon as well. All the links are able to be found on playersoftherealms.com. While you're there, check out our wonderful merchandise. We are in the process of adding more, so keep an eye out. Patreon subscribers receive a discount on all purchase, so while on the store it's more incentive to help support our wonderful cast. While our players take a brief break, check out playersoftherealms.com, and if you need dice and other things like that, check out dicelegion.com and use product code POTR to get 10% off of your purchase while simultaneously supporting us here at Players of the Realms. Also, be sure to check us out on YouTube and Spotify. If you would like to support us, check us out on Patreon as well. All the links are able to be found on playersoftherealms.com. While you're there, check out our wonderful merchandise. We are in the process of adding more, so keep an eye out. Patreon subscribers receive a discount on all purchase, so while on the store it's more incentive to help support our wonderful cast. While our players take a brief break, check out playersoftherealms.com, and if you need dice and other things like that, check out dicelegion.com and use product code POTR to get 10% off of your purchase while simultaneously supporting us here at Players of the Realms. Also, be sure to check us out on YouTube and Spotify. If you would like to support us, check us out on Patreon as well. All the links are able to be found on playersoftherealms.com. While you're there, check out our wonderful merchandise. We are in the process of adding more, so keep an eye out. Patreon subscribers receive a discount on all purchase, so while on the store it's more incentive to help support our wonderful cast. While our players take a brief break, check out playersoftherealms.com, and if you need dice and other things like that, check out dicelegion.com and use product code POTR to get 10% off of your purchase while simultaneously supporting us here at Players of the Realms. Also, be sure to check us out on YouTube and Spotify. If you would like to support us, check us out on Patreon as well. All the links are able to be found on playersoftherealms.com. While you're there, check out our wonderful merchandise. We are in the process of adding more, so keep an eye out. Patreon subscribers receive a discount on all purchase, so while on the store it's more incentive to help support our wonderful cast. While our players take a brief break, check out playersoftherealms.com, and if you need dice and other things like that, check out dicelegion.com and use product code POTR to get 10% off of your purchase while simultaneously supporting us here at Players of the Realms. Also, be sure to check us out on YouTube and Spotify. If you would like to support us, check us out on Patreon as well. All the links are able to be found on playersoftherealms.com. While you're there, check out our wonderful merchandise. We are in the process of adding more, so keep an eye out. Patreon subscribers receive a discount on all purchase, so while on the store it's more incentive to help support our wonderful cast.
We are back, and players have just made a plan to split up the party, which is always going to be interesting. So, we're going
Always split up the party.
Oh, 100%.
Word.
It may be a headache to the DM, but oftentimes it does add for interesting stories to tell. But, on that note, Saris and Levin, you're going to start leaving the tavern. We're going to hang back at the tavern as you are making your way doing what it was that you wanted to do. Those of you at the tavern who are still here, you watch the other two leave. What would you like to do?
I want to just basically keep an eye out for Mei Li so she can rest. If she wants to like go up to the room or something like that, I'll pitch guard there. In essence, I'm just going to be keeping my head on the swivel.
Alrighty. And how about for you, Gearford?
Well, Gearfried would probably, having parked the car in the back, Gearfried would excuse himself, look over towards Zarya, consider whether or not he wants to ask her to be his eyes or whatever, then just kind of be like, walk over and just say, hey, I'm going to be working on the vehicle. I did say an extra set of eyes might be useful, but it might be more prudent to make sure. We're just going to nod over to Melee, make sure she's all right. In the meantime, I'll just I'll get work done, see what I can do, and see if I can't run some sort of test on the crystal efficacy there. And then Gearfried's going to walk out of the. He's actually going to drop. I'd say like 2 gold to Zarya and just be like, buy yourself and Melee some food or something, and leave that money on the table. Walk out, go to the car, and begin to run some like diagnostic tests on the car, see if there's any way I can increase the output that the crystal's energy has to it.
So first, we're gonna start off with give me an investigation check.
Oh boy. Investigation.
Indeed,
Pretty good at that.
You have to investigate this vehicle.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. You are able to see several channels that are seemingly allowing the energy from the Dragon Shard to disperse throughout. As you trace where these bouts of energy are being channeled, you do eventually come towards, for lack of a better term, the combustion system, or the propulsion system should actually be the best word. Upon the investigation, you notice that there are some heads that it doesn't seem that you have on hand to be able to.
Sorry, could you repeat that? I
Yep, you are missing some of the you have the wrong heads for like bolts and things like that to be able to remove them.
Right. So then Gifford just gonna pull out a notepad and just start like, keeping some well kept notes on like, all right, so propulsion system. I just kind of keep track of like, all right, I need these tools on me. Does the crystal look at all damaged? It was initially like back in way back when we first introduced me, it was like cracked. Does it appear like it's deteriorated at all? Does it look fine?
It seems like your mending is held.
Okay, that's fine then. And Gearfried is also going to take visual stock because when it was introduced, and I assume still now, it was very much a vehicle that was comprised of a bunch of different parts of other shit. So Gearfried will also kind of look into a way to make this look more visually appealing.
All right. For that,
Like shave down some jagged parts, make it more consistent, and see if I can't give it a good coat of paint.
so you definitely have to buy the paint because you don't have the paint on
Yeah.
hand unless you know how to make it.
Yeah,
and then
of course.
And that's cool too. But yeah, you would be able to take note of several different parts that you might need. But also, with you unable to actually get to the propulsion unit, the inside of it, you don't know what else you're gonna need.
Okay. In that case, Gearfried will return to the bar after however long that takes, and find Zarya and Melee. Just let them know, like, hey, I was looking over the car. I need to buy some extra tools. Are you two fine being here, or would you rather I stay and wait for the others to come back?
I can handle any trouble that comes along.
All right, and then
Hold on, let me
Gearfried's gonna.
double check my perception before I commit to that. Plus 3 perception. We're good. We're good.
All right, and then Gearfried's gonna look over towards Fennec and be like, you don't seem like you're doing much. Come on with me. It's pretty boring, but you could probably stretch those little legs of yours. And Gearfried will grab Fennec and go for a quick shopping trip to grab some tools and whatever else Fennec might need if he needs anything.
All right. So I'm gonna say over the course of it took you about an hour, 2 hours to really look over, trace everything that you needed to, do the full inspection of the vehicle, try a couple of different tools that you have to see if you have the right head. So with that, we're going to now jump to Saris and Levin. So we're going to jump back time about that hour or two. What is it you two were doing?
Well, we were going to make our way over to Ramos Odurin's place, just to scout it out and hopefully to get Saris access.
Indeed.
Alright. You notice that he has the equivalent of a brownstone within the city.
Nice.
It does not appear to have anybody guarding it or anything.
No one believes that.
Not in the slightest. Alright. So. You take some time, I'll do a walk around. I guess I would. Give me a minute,
Yep.
I'll talk to somebody.
Okay. I will wait here. Harmlessly,
Well,
doing
it's-
nothing whatsoever.
Well, it's cute. Levin's gonna start looking around for like birds or squirrels that are like in the general area. Basically, any small creature that seems like it's just around.
Okay.
He's gonna cast Speak with Animals,
Okay.
using his Primal Awareness feature.
My God.
So, gain the ability to comprehend and verbally communicate with beasts for the duration. Let me just pull that up so people see the
Yep.
boundary card.
Alright. I just need to
Where's
double
that
check
bloody
on.
feature?
Alright, within the past day.
There we go.
So ultimately, like Crunk, Ceres, you would basically hear Levin
Squeak,
going,
squeaker, squeaking.
and the squirrel would return in queue. You would find that the house has been empty for the whole day. Nothing that was of note.
It's more of he would ask after, like, has there been anyone around to check on the property in the past day?
No.
That seems easy enough. If he has anything warding the building, then it's not personnel, and it's been left alone.
Oh. Well, isn't that wonderful?
Look, I know you have a comment about me interviewing animals.
No,
Save it.
no, you.
Save it for the bar.
It will. I mean, the review of our antics will no doubt go over better with an audience.
But that's what I could get for you in a few minutes.
Much appreciated.
I'll start keeping overwatch. Let me go find some place to sit. And Levin's gonna go look for an appropriate place a good distance away to give overwatch.
Alrighty.
About 30, 40 feet away.
Gotcha. So you're keeping watch, Ceres. What were you doing?
Ceres, well, he was talking with animals. She would have taken 10 minutes to cast Detect Magic.
You would
There's
find
no one.
the house
Yeah.
warded up fairly impressively. In fact, it has the most wards on the street. Most of them in the School of Abjuration.
Yeah. Hmm. Uh, his how many stories is his little brownstone?
Looks like it's at least 2 stories. You can't tell if there's a 3rd story attic. The windows don't give that away.
Hmm. What's the roof situation like?
Dome-like, or rather, I don't know what the actual architectural term would be, but it's basically circular, more cylindrical at the top, smooth.
Like curved like a half sphere or
Yep, like
flat like a cylinder? Okay.
half cylinder, kind of like.
Hemispherical is what you're looking for.
Yeah. I don't have those
Hey?
architectural words here.
That's fine. Language is funny.
Yeah. But with that, what would you like to do?
I assume it's like the doors, the windows, all
Yeah.
warded.
All of them.
if I played straight cleric, I could polymorph my way in. Those days are not here, though. I am contemplating.
What are you contemplating about?
Is there... This sounds weird, but is there like a cellar door?
Go ahead and give me an investigation check if you're going to be looking around, because for then you at that point you'd have to start circling the entire property, because the direct answer is no from where you currently are.
That's fine. I will walk around. This is gonna end badly. Oh shit!
Huh.
Alright.
I'm motivated.
There you go. You are able to find a cellar door, and again, you see more wards there as well. It's almost like he's paranoid or something.
Lack of trust. See, and this is why I think Rote's not such a great town after all. All this police presence and still warded.
Speaking of police presence, has there been anyone to patrol since Sarah started?
Over the course of this, yes, you would have seen at least one member of the Blackguard working a circuit around the property.
Levin would have moved to intercept them, because he does have a legitimate question to ask. But it is to hold their attention away from what Saris is doing, at least for a moment.
Alright, so as you gain the attention of the Blackguard, he seems a bit put off at your approach. What can I do for you?
Sorry, I just arrived in town. Hi, Levin. I was sent on an errand by, Mr. Durin, to Sean. He requested of me to, acquire something to then deliver to him. He doesn't seem to be around. Is there a way to find out where he is, or is there a way that I could leave the package? Because it seems no one's home.
Well, yeah, and this is a very well protected house. In fact, at the very start of each day, spells even get cast on it while he's gone. As for why, I can't tell you that. You can go to the precinct and ask.
Okay, sorry.
As for leaving anything in there, no, that will not be very feasible.
Does he have someone that, could take charge of the package, in his stead? Because,
Would look like his personal assistant.
That's why I'm asking if there was someone. Did he have an assistant?
I've never met the man. I'd have no idea.
Alright, I guess I'll have to start troubling the clerks. Thank you for your time.
He's going to just nod briskly and then keep on walking.
Hopefully that buys Saris more than a minute.
Yep. I would have found a place to hide while he walked by.
And with that, the Blackguard member is gone. What would you like to do?
I'm looking up at one of the second story windows. Which window has... I know there's probably nothing like a window out of sight completely, but which window has like the fewest angles of sight on it.
With your 21, you'd be able to see that the side window has the least amount of visibility from any ground level approach.
All right. That seems good. I will. I'm gonna wait for the guard to come back around so that I can shimmy up after he walks past and give myself the maximum amount of time needed to do what needs to be done.
Okay. With that, he would be passing back around in another 15 minutes.
Cool.
After he passes, what would you like to do?
I will use my this feature to basically shimmy up the wall
Okay.
to the this second story window that's kind of out of sight, and then I'm gonna cast Dispel Magic on it.
Okay. So this. Okay. So dispel magic. You are able to dispel the ward on the window.
Yep. And then I would like to simply. I assume it's also locked because
Yes, it is also locked.
that would. At that point, I will break out my thieves' tools and help myself to the locking mechanism and let myself in.
Alrighty. Go ahead and give me a thieves' tools check. So that would be a dexterity-based check.
Huzzah! $27?
Okay, you are able to open the window.
And I will quietly step inside. Actually, I won't step inside just yet. I will sort of perch in the sill with Detect Magic still up and look around to make sure I'm not going to step on anything explodey.
You see wards everywhere.
Like on the floor of the room?
Yep. So you see several in the hallway. Because again, at this point, no, I retract. Dispel magic would have worn off. Detect magic.
Detect magic? Okay.
Unless you're recasting it.
I will burn a spell slot to recast it.
Okay. You are seeing tons of magic. Again, abjuration everywhere. It's like little mines implanted every 15 to 20 feet on the floor. You see others that are embedded in the walls, or little bits of glowing aura from the walls.
So I can, like, enter and walk around them.
Yes, but you also don't know what might trigger them. So you don't know really what, besides abjuration, the effect might be.
What's by the window?
Directly
Furniture-wise. Yeah, the window I opened. What's...
Flower pot and the table.
Okay, I will fish out of my backpack a little piece of paper and just write a note saying, tried to stop by for a visit, didn't feel welcome, had to leave. And just put the little piece of paper under the flower pot. close the window, relock it, shimmy back down, and go to 11 and say, I don't think this is a great place for someone to rest and feel relaxed at the same time.
To the gills?
Yep. Points for thoroughness. Uncle Ramram spares no expense on his own personal safety. Which makes me wonder how bad this town really is.
I was going to say, if this is an effect that is renewed regularly, this is at fairly high expense if it's anything more than a passive alarm.
I'm starting to think Uncle Ramram might be loaded.
And if it's
With money.
once a day, wouldn't make sense for the old. I'll have to think on that.
But though I will say, from my perspective, it's very much a quantity versus quality issue.
Well, as I was talking to the guard, the wards here are renewed daily, at least for the exterior.
Yes, but I was able to. I'm not the best spellcaster. Don't ever let anyone know I said that. I was able to dispel one of the wards by the window, which makes me think they want. What he's paying for is a lot of low-level defenses to basically overwhelm anyone who could, bypass the windows or whatnot. But once you start stepping on, you can only clear away so many wards before eventually you just run out of the ability to do so.
And that's why I find it to be, odd. If
True.
no one has been here, how was the ward renewed?
Your dog can destroy this toy. We will replace.
That is interesting.
Questions for
Maybe Uncle
later,
Ram.
but not a viable method, as you said.
Yes. And I have a sense that Gilfried needs supervision. He's no doubt near breaking poor Carpe Diem.
Seriously?
No, but that's what I'm going to say when I get there.
Levin shrugs. Alright, let's make our way back. At the very least, we should update them.
It's true. And we've learned something about Uncle Ramram's resources and security mindset. Honestly, you should have seen it there. You'd have been proud.
Not sure what to say to that, but let's get going.
I mean, I was surprised there weren't actual tripwires with little explosives mounted on the ceiling. It's about the only thing that was missing.
What is he, prepubescent? Seriously, come on.
So as you are both starting to make your way back, Gearfried, you are dragging Fennec along with you shopping. Where would you attempt to go to find these tools?
I figure any general store might have like just general tools. I'm really just looking for like certain wrenches with certain widths, right? Like I need to like get the right head or the right screwdriver or something. So start with general stores, move on to more specialist kind of places, places that actually repair shit. See if they have anything that I might be able to use.
Alright, go ahead and give me an investigation check.
Sure. Can I use an inspiration?
Sure. You went from 5 to 1 in a matter of 2 hours. I love it.
Hey, we barely use them otherwise, so...
Hey, it's okay. I'm not complaining. Now I get to give you more when you guys do funny things.
It's working.
There we go. Dirty 20.
With the Dirty 20, it would take you a couple of hours, but you would be able to eventually find a shop. Ironically, it's in a more of a pawn shop that you find it. because the tools that you need are exclusively for the dragon marked houses who create these vehicles. But
Okay.
it is going to cost you about 50 gold pieces for the tool.
All right. Gearfried will hand over the cash. It's an
So-
investment.
What you can do is you can add a toolkit for Carpe Diem, or a
Okay.
specialized toolkit for Carpe Diem.
Vehicle
Specialized
repair
tool.
kit.
There you go. I like it.
So I will take the vehicle kit and I will return back to the bar. Stopping at any place Fennec needs to stop in case he needs to pick up anything that he needs, and then returning back to the bar. Greeting Zarya and Melee in the process, and then returning back to go work on Carpe Diem.
Alrighty. Levin and Cyrus, if you are heading straight back, you would be getting back by the time that Gearfried had just began to get back to work on his vehicle.
Gearfried.
Yep. What's up?
Oh, what are you doing now?
Well, I found out that to make it brief, when I was initially reconstructing this from the ground up, there were a few things that I overlooked because not initially my personal creation. So I'm trying to figure out a way to get more energy from the crystal to channel through these, and he's going to point to the ports. I think I might be able to increase the speed. Right now we're moving at a brisk,
Slow walk.
however many.
Brisk,
Yeah,
slow walk.
Trying to bring it to a light jog as far as power is concerned. Anything beyond that, I might need extra components.
So we're switching from mule to horse.
Exactly. I mean, it's something. It's not ideal, but it's better than what we currently have.
I agree.
So, it is already kind of going at a horse pace, I believe, and would be 6 miles per hour for a horse. We're trying to get you up to about 10 to 12 miles per hour.
Right. So, yeah, Gearfried is going to continue tinkering and hopefully will be able to increase the efficacy of the crystal's energy output.
Oh, do you need me to figure that out for you?
I won't protest to an extra set of eyes monitoring how everything's looking, just so I don't, explode beneath this thing, because it does weigh quite a bit. But I'm certain that I have the capability of making sure this goes the way I need it to go.
All right. Team Carpe Diem it is.
Alrighty. So with that, as you begin to start taking these more specialized pieces apart, go ahead and give me a check with your new toolkit. You would follow the
I'm
same principles
assisting.
as your Tinkerer's kit. How are you
Okay.
assisting him?
Well, I have Tinker's Tools proficiency too, so I can
There you go.
just,
So, you can each either roll, or you can give advantage to Gearfried. Or yourself.
I will
however
give
you wanna
advantage
work
to
it.
Gearfried.
Uh,
Basically say, like the stuff like he's got the specialty tools, but I can tweak all these like little side systems that don't necessarily require a lot of fancy tools, like nothing major or important, but little side bits here to like streamline Carpe Diem while he works on the big engine stuff.
Okay. So Foundry will need to be updated to add the specific items, but I will use my new Tinker's tools Can I roll this? I don't. Ba, ba, ba. Can I just use my smith's tools for the time being?
Yes.
All right. Dexterity, public roll, normal. 15.
Was that with advantage?
Oh, with advantage. That's better.
There you
29.
All right. So as you are taking off the casing and you're looking at the wires and all of the components within, one of the biggest things you notice is that there are 2 empty slots for shard where you can put a shard in.
From beneath the very much like all you see of Gearfried is just his legs peeking out from beneath the vehicle. You just hear him just kind of like, you hear a lot of like tinkering and like clanking and, you know, not clanking but just like clicking and whatnot as he's like moving stuff, gently placing it down. And then it kind of stops for a moment as Gearfried notices that, and you just hear him kind of mutter under his breath, what equates to "son of a bitch" in Dwarvish.
I know that town.
If I'm not mistaken, once upon a time, you had received crystals as a payment or something.
That is true.
Allow me not to interject any further. So you hear "son of a bitch" in Dwarvish.
Gearfried will take. How much were those gems each worth?
Well, I believe one of the most recent things that you guys had received was crystals that looked similar to what you were protecting.
Right. Hey, Saris, remember those gems that we got from that last job that we did?
Vaguely? Thought we
Do
turned
me
them
a-
down and sold them.
I hope you didn't sell them. If we've got them, can you grab me 2 of them?
Let me check something.
I actually think we sold them.
Did we sell them?
Steris didn't keep them. They were shards. You can't do anything with them. Except sell them.
They might have gotten sold.
Oh. Well, that's unfortunate. I found, apparently, when this thing was initially built, I suppose they might have had the idea for increased speed in mind. There are 2 slots here where we can fit more, I guess, ancillary crystals that might be able to either empower or, I don't know, somehow otherwise affect the larger crystal. But that might be a, no pun intended, vehicle for upgrades.
And coincidentally, we may have sold some kyber crystals that we can steal back from somebody. Reaping the benefits of both money and keeping the items we sold.
Well, it's something to do, and I know a fellow that might be able to aid in stealing those crystals.
Wait, I'm right here. It's the most offensive thing you've ever said to me.
I know, but the person I'm thinking of is much more stealthy and has by far a much cooler costume than you.
Levin is never going to steal it for you.
I'm not talking about Levin.
I don't know who you could possibly be talking about then.
The rather handsome fellow that helped you all out with the, the thing from the other day. Giver's just gonna kind of laugh to himself and go back to looking at the rest of the parts in the vehicle. Keeping track and just kind of like making a note where everything goes, so that way nothing gets lost and nothing goes, awry.
Go ahead and give me an intelligence check.
Okay. Attributes, int. My best stat. Yeah, it's fine.
You're able to make basic heads or tails of this particular style of propulsion, and you notice that they're utilizing this type of technology much different in the way that you make Cogfried fly. In fact, it can possibly provide you with ideas on how to improve your creations in the future.
Well, say what you will about House Orion, they hire people that know what they're doing. I'll give them that.
Fine.
Anyway, let's go steal some crystals.
Yes, this is the best day. 2 people suggesting actual productive uses of our time. It's like the team is finally coming around. Team Ceres. She holds out her hand to high five Gearfried.
Gearfried will reciprocate.
Team Ceres is a go. Operation Get Stuff is happening.
Levin, did you stay out here to listen and watch them, or did you go back inside?
You know what? At this point, he was people watching. Yeah, he's listened to all of this. Hasn't said anything. But if you guys are looking his way at any point during this, he's basically, his head's cocked, and he's just, Yeah, you know what? You can have it.
Alright. It seems like the party woke up this morning and said, commit a crime. Again.
The evil do crimes.
Well, when you think about it, it really depends on who we sold the crystals to. Because if we're stealing from a bad person, then I feel that sort of outweighs the initial crime being committed.
That's not how the charge of theft or larceny work.
I mean, legally, you're accurate, but I'm going more for a moral victory in this case.
Yeah, but if you sell it to somebody evil, then you're just as evil for selling it to said evil person, and then stealing it back doesn't reduce.
No. Selling it to the evil person deprives that evil person of money to use to commit awful things.
If you've conned a bad person, is that really that bad of a thing to do? Is what I'm really getting at.
There says no.
There are multiple ways to answer that question, and I'm not going to do that.
Look, I just need to have enough mental gymnastics to separate myself from any crime that we might be committing.
Merchants aren't morally responsible for the things they sell. It is the people utilizing whatever the product they have purchased or acquired. Look, we can circle around the morals of this. What do you want?
Those crystals that we procured earlier, the replicant Kyber crystals. Carpe Diem has a few extra slots near the initial crystal that was hidden beneath a larger panel that I took apart. Long story short, we might be able to increase the speed twofold if we're able to get 2 of those crystals back, being able to insert them into those little slots and increasing the power output of the main crystal as a result.
Remind me again why we couldn't just simply purchase those types of things?
Well, to be frank, I don't know how much we sold them for, and I'm just going to assume they caught a pretty penny. And I don't have that much cash on hand. I just had to spend a lot of money to grab House Orion's.
Could we find out?
That is also an option. The less fun option, but certainly an option.
If being monitored, pursued, chased, would you want to have fewer issues?
You have a point. Do we know that we are we? I mean, sorry, the last couple hours I've been a little bit out of it. Are we actually actively being pursued right now? As I know they're after the the ne'er do wells that did that horrible crime over in Sharn, but are we specifically being looked after right now?
Levin's gonna hook a thumb towards the drunken dragon. You do realize that one of us has been on high alert pretty much since they left Sharn.
Melee.
Also,
Yep.
don't forget just yesterday, because that was when you were on the train, give or take.
And Ceres here was almost absconded with.
Right.
So, do I really need to answer this question?
No, you're right. You're right. But those crystals are important, so procuring them in any way is going to be the goal here.
The
Purchasing
simplest,
them.
fastest, and easiest way would be to purchase them, and for that we would have to find out how much they cost.
Right. Who sold them? I certainly didn't.
I'm not exactly a merchant.
Right, which means it was either Ceres or Fennec.
Why do I get the feeling it? Ceres,
Yes.
you didn't let Fennec sell those, did you?
I mean, they were silly, useless crystals, and money sells better?
No.
Sounds better.
I was aghast at the actual prospect of Fennec making a sale.
I mean, he has to learn somehow. And they seemed worthless.
Hindsight and all. Oh, I'm not going to get involved in any of what you're going to be doing involving that. So, I'll leave you to it. If you need additional funds, come back to the dragon.
If we need funds, we're doing it wrong.
Weigh your options, Ceres.
She looks at both her hands. They both seem to be working.
What I mean is, if you have a way of not drawing attention, consider it.
I mean, give everybody here to moderate.
Ire counts as attention.
Fine.
With that, we're gonna jump inside of the tavern. Zarya, what have you been doing during this time?
Eating and keeping an eye out on Melee, so the kid can relax.
So as you're eating, watching her, she's eating, looking around, watching everywhere else as well.
Well, no, I'm keeping an eye on everything else, and I tell her, relax, I've got it, you can chill.
You know, it's amazing how everybody thinks telling somebody to relax will help them relax.
Yeah, well, when I say it, it's a fucking accurate thing to do. I am keeping a watch. You don't need to worry about keeping an eye out, because I am doing that for you.
And
So, unclench your shoulders, take a breath, and eat some fucking food.
she's going to inch away from you.
I'm not being mean. What? That wasn't me. That wasn't me being mean. That was me trying to be helpful.
She's gonna sip at her beer as she continues to eat.
Yeah, she's just keeping an eye on things. Doing a quiet check over every person that comes in.
Over the course of the next, we're gonna say, hour, Levin, at that point, would you start coming in, or what about the rest of you?
Levin to be going in. If for nothing else, then to relieve Zarya, because I'm pretty sure if that holds for too long, one of them's going to be at the throat of the other.
We're not doing anything. We're fine.
Levin assumes worst case scenario for a lot of things.
She doesn't have any beef with Mei Li. She seems harmless.
But she's also a purse.
I mean, yeah. But the dude who has the purse is a shit stain. And she doesn't work for shit stains.
I'm sorry, it's just... from Levin's perspective, Zarya's problem-solving ability seems to be punch it until it shuts up.
Yeah. Also, love the fact that we left the one person who doesn't have any way to get in contact with the group alone with the big target.
Oh, I blame Gearfried.
Yeah. I was like, I just look at, like, halfway into the thing, I was like, wait a second. I don't have a fucking way to get contact with them.
Gearfried could have sent
What?
Concrete over to if anything happened if he was paying attention.
Mm.
But in his defense, you all knew that. He said, like, I'm gonna go work on my vehicle. But it isn't about this point. We're gonna wrap it up here for the evening, and we will resume after our Christmas break. All right, players, we're gonna have to see if we can find you some Kyber Dragon shards, because if you sold them, then you would have done so in shard. But
true, that's
what
where
we will do is in that downtime, we are going to just check our
Oh, dear.
inventories and see if maybe we still have them. Till then,
And also maybe rewatch one of the streams.
yes, always rewatch those streams. But also, have a wonderful, safe holidays, and we'll catch you soon.
Happy holidays.
Merry Festivus, everybody.
Night night.
Take care, everyone.